Sarah's with us in Austin, Texas. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, how are you guys?
Great. How can we help?
Well, my husband and I found you less than a month ago, and I want to thank you guys for lighting a fire under us. When I was 18, I was ready to get out of the house, and I applied for colleges. I toured many, but my mother told me that if I didn't go to this certain one, I wouldn't go. So that put me in debt about $46,000. My husband and I, he's in a doctorate program for physical therapy. It's about $150, and that would be our debt. I want to break the legacy of my family. I'm the first woman in my family to graduate college, and I want to continue growing that legacy with no debt and just being wealthy. And when it comes down to it, I'm just angry at my mother, and I feel a moral obligation to pay my student loans, but I selfishly don't feel like it's all on me, and I just need advice. And you probably telling me that I'm being a selfish brat.
No, I wouldn't say that.
That's how I feel, kind of.
Yeah, I understand. What's your household income?
Right now, it would be, we make about $44,000 a month. Not 44,000, 4,400 a month. And my husband will be making more. He graduates in December, but he's in school full time right now.
Okay, and he's going to be getting a degree in what?
Physical therapy.
Okay, so he'll be making 70 or 80 grand.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and so you're going to go from a $50,000 income to a $120,000 income, and you got $180,000 between you and student loan debt. Does your mom have a lot of money?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what part of you being mad at her makes her have money? Because if she didn't have money, she can't pay this, even if she wanted to.
Right. So here's what we agreed on, and maybe this is why I'm mostly upset with her, is because she said that she would be paying off the loans for, I guess, the rest of her life. And because I was 18, I didn't even think about it. And I was like, okay, sure, yeah. So I got married. And so I just didn't even think about my student loans being a part of my debt. And so I was talking to her because we're having to move for his clinicals. And she was basically saying, so whenever, you guys get higher paying jobs, you can, start paying off your debt. And she's right. It just makes me angry because I didn't even want to go to
So she forgot the part where she promised to pay it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that does make you angry. And she, in her ignorance, given that she did not go to college, you said, she drove you to go to a college that you really couldn't afford.
Yeah, I mean, it was a private Christian school, so it was ridiculously expensive.
And if I heard this thing correctly, your husband is still in school, right? And so
yes, he has about 3 months left.
Right. So I'm not even worried about paying back my mom just yet. That's not even a consideration.
It's not her mom. She has the student loan.
I mean, yeah. So here's my thing. I'm focusing on getting my husband out of school without racking up any more debt.
Right.
That's what I'm going to focus on.
But when they graduate, should she go to her mom to have her mom pay for this?
If her mom said, yes, I'm going to talk to my dad and my parents. Like, hey, listen, this is what we agreed upon. Don't change now because, I've been able to up my income. I'm having a serious, respectful, but firm conversation because this is not what we agreed to do. But yes, I'm having a conversation. But outside of that, if she says no, Dave, you're going to have to pay for it. I will be prepared to pay for it.
How old are you?
I just turned 25.
Okay. I kind of think I'm hearing between the sentences that this behavior of inconsistency with your mom is a pattern more than just this singular event.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's kind of like that part of growing up where you look over and you realize my mom's really not right on some of these things.
No.
That part of where you grow up and you realize my parents really are not. And then you go, okay, I'm going to let them be parents anyway. I'm still going to forgive them and I'm going to move on. I don't think your mom has $40,000, so I don't think the discussion matters much, except it just hurts your feelings.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're a brat. I think you have a valid reason. She made you a promise that she didn't keep.
Right.
And led you astray but it wasn't out of malice. She didn't, let's run my daughter deeply in debt and run her life. She didn't, that was not her goal. Her goal was she did the best she could do recommending that school because she had never been to school and she thought that was the best way to do it.
Right.
So she was an enthusiastic ignoramus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it was not malice. She certainly didn't set out to hurt you. Agreed?
Right. For sure.
Yeah, she just didn't know what she was doing because you're first generation college. And that's where we run into the most student loan debt. Anthony and I've talked about this a lot. It's both it's socioeconomic, but it's regional, it's racial, it's a lot of things. We see it in all the demographics when we study the student loan stuff, but it's any time, regardless of what area of the country, your biggest mistakes in what the field of study is and where you go to school and how much student loan debt you go into are the parents trying to go, I didn't get an education, you got to get one. I have no idea how to do it, but education's everything, and everybody goes and overspends for the wrong thing. And this first generation college does it the worst. That's the ones that get screwed over the most. And so that's where you are. You kind of fit in that thing. I think the best route for where do you end up with the best life for you at 30? I don't think she can pay it. I don't think you holding her to it is going to cause anything to change in her.
Yeah.
And so probably just a good relationship with your mom and call it and just go, this sucks and I'm going to pay it. Ooh. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't think I'm going to bother her with it because I don't think she can pay it. And I don't think she set out to harm you at all.
No.
She just didn't know what the flip she was doing. And so, and she's a little ditzy and a little bit doesn't follow through, and that's aggravating, and I get that. But I just let her be mom and move on. This is The Ramsey Show.